Hello guys, Wilsonbox here, I hope everyone is doing well. In this video we are talking about the burning characters, the new ones on season 4. So we have two new ones, so the legendaries of course, we have the Paxton, this will be easier if you go here. So we have the Paxton, we have this one Mashtan, and then we have this one Ernin, the epic one. So let's go to the field, to the camp, and then to the battling ground. Here, oh, mixed. To the drilling ground to check these heroes. Because I want to talk about something about them. So, the Burning Hero, if you guys have a Shitus, so to do big damage with the burning characters, this will be the character that will carry you. Will be a Shitus because it does a lot of damage and it consumes burn. So that's the only reason I don't like the new rare character. Because if we have a look at him, I didn't level up her because of that. She removes 3 stacks of burn from them and deals extra damage. So I don't really want to remove any stacks of burn because Ashitus already does that and it does more damage. So for each one deals 175 damage for each stack of burn. So and for each stack of burn it's increased by 75%. On this one she does 150%, so it's less than a Shitus, and because of that, if you have a Shitus, then you want him to do this and not having another character dispelling those stacks. Okay, so I did some tests comparing the two legendaries, the other two, so these two from the past seasons and these two from the new season, and I used the Shitus as well. And before we go through that, I want to talk about these characters. So this was just for a test. I tested him with 2 different types of gear, and I really think the other gear, this one on Shitus, is really strong. It does a lot of damage and it's really hard to compete with that damage, because I've been trying several gears on him and it really doesn't work, but I'll show you the tests I did. So, Paxton is a character, is a burn character, and he can buff the damage of your burning characters with his passive. So his ultimate deals damage all over the battlefield, and the heroes under burn, it does additional derivative damage. There's the need to have good timings, because if you have a Shitus using the ultimate and then this guy, probably the character will not have burn on them. But 1 stack will be enough, so if you have 3 burning characters you should be fine. Then when he hits enemies with burn, the next battle skill recharge time is reduced by 50%, so he's going to do more damage, and the passive, when he's nearby enemies every 3 seconds, it's gonna have this chance to inflict burn on them for 10 seconds. And when any target is inflicted with burn, the hero gains morale, and this morale is an increase of attack percentage by 1, and this percentage, so will be 20 percentage, will be given to every burning character. Okay, and don't forget, this is another thing, the fire derived damage from burn works exactly like the poison, a little bit different because this is 140% attack of the hero attack, and the poison stacks is 0.5% of the HP from the enemy. So it works a little bit different, but of course this derived damage will be increased with enlightenment. So that's why I've been trying to do more damage using some more enlightenment instead of using attack percentage, and that's the tests I did. To start just now, to talk about that, so I tried with this, of course it doesn't work so well with him, and this didn't increase my damage that much because he's a melee attack, so he's not getting this benefit by a 7% of damage bonus, which is not good. There's also the epic one, but I didn't want to touch on the epic one because I want to save it for my free-to-play teams as soon as we start the season, and so I can make some guides for you guys. Then I use this gear that we will have on this season that will increase the derivative damage as well. So, and the more enlightenment, I had more enlightenment, some attack percentage and attack percentage in these ones. And then On Ishitus, I used this set. I think this set will be the best one for every character. I tested this set in several characters. I mean, I test all the sets on the same character, and this one is the one that does all the damage every time. But let's go. Let's talk about Mashtan or Mashtan. So this one is really good. This is the set that works better on her. It's the Echo of War. Works really well, and this legendary, it's really good. She deals a really good amount of damage. So she does this fire damage to their enemies. If they possess burn, she's going to get 20% attack up, and the burn inflicted by fire, in stun ignores resistance. Then we have this battle skill. The enemy with possess most stacks of burn grants the same amount of sparkle, so this is related with his passive. So up to 5 stacks, then the hero deals 500% of the fire damage to the enemy with the most stacks of burn. And this passive is the one that is really good. So she deals fire damage to all enemies at the start of the battle, so everyone will start with some stacks of burn, the enemies, and when the burn is inflicted on enemies, expires or is dispelled, the hero gains 1 stack of sparkle up to 30 stacks, and each of these stacks the hero gains 0.5% damage reduction, so will be more tank, and the hero skills ignores 3% of the target's defense. So 3% in 3 stacks, in 30 stacks will be 90%, so that's a lot, and more chance to inflict burn. So these three, they work kinda well. They work well because they are the best damage dealers. I did some tests and they do more damage than the old legendary burns. But there's one single problem. It's not that bad, but it's just some minor issue. Because Ashitus dispels these debuffs, okay? Each time they dispel this character here, the Mashtan, will get 1 stack. The thing is that this exclusive one, when ultimates, it dispels all of those stacks at once. So for this character Mashtan, it only counts as 1 stack and not the amount of stacks that are dispelled. So as you guys can see, 10 stacks is going to use ultimate and she's only getting 1 stack, so 20. But every time 1 more stack is dispelled or expired, she gets 1 more stack. I mean, she, instead of this character taking 30 seconds to get the 30 stacks, she will take more 20 or 30 seconds. It's not a big deal. She does a really good amount of damage. So let's go to Vortex, and I did some tests on Vortex with the old and the new characters. So for comparison, I used these teams before. On my previous video, I used this one, the Thunderbolt. I did 105 million damage. I used this one with Rook, which did 106 million damage on this Vortex for 20 minutes. And that's what I want to test. So on this first run, I'm using this team with full attack. This guy is full attack percentage and crit rate. That's the gear I'm using. I'm using exactly the same gear I used for these two teams, and let's have a look. So on this one, this is a burning team, so of course I'm not expecting a big amount of damage, but was not that bad. Of course, this team will not compete with any other team on burning on Vortex, because all the other ones are so strong. Even Dauntless, they did 95 million damage on my test. So these guys, after 20 minutes of fight, they did 74 million damage. So if you guys thinking about the other team, I have another fight. So I did a fight with these ones, so the same gear, same stuff, not a lot, not much modifications, and I did one more fight with those. So with this team was exactly the same thing. I used all of these characters to deal some damage, some burning stacks for Shitu to dispel, and after this fight, they did 57 million damage. Okay, they didn't survive the 20 minutes, but still they were not doing 74 million damage for sure. No, they will not do 74 over 1 minute and 10 seconds. So then I also did the same test for Vortex 4 with the same team. The other teams before I did 20 million damage with Thunderbolt and Corrosion. This one I did 60 million damage, so it's 4 million less. And as I said, the difference here is about around 25 million damage, 30 million damage. comparing with the other teams, so it's a big difference. And then the ultimate tests I did was just relating this hero here, this guy, don't remember his name, this guy Paxton, because he works with enlightenment here, derivate damage on this one and enlightenment on this one, and burning stacks work with derivate damage as well. So I did the same thing and I changed some gear on him. So I did another run on Vortex 1 to check how much damage I can do, and as you guys know, I did 74 million damage before with this burning team, and with the other gear, with this set, I did less damage, so I did 67 million damage, and you guys can see the damage I did with him was around 9 million damage. So I did 9 million damage with him on this one, and the total damage was less than the before with the other gear. Then I did another run, and this time I used the artifact. I was not using the artifact before, the derivate one, and with the derivate artifact I did a little bit more damage, so I was doing 67 million damage. On this one I did 68, so it was just a small difference, was not that big, but as I said at the beginning, this can be an issue because I don't have any timings, and the Shitus could be dispelling the burning stacks from the boss, and then this guy Paxton will not do that extra derivate damage. So after all these fights, this gear was the one that performed better. I did more damage, there's more attack percentage, there's more damage coming from him. Of course he has this passive that works just with attack percentage and not derivate, and these burning stacks, of course, they will not explode because Exitius will dispel them, and with this will do extra damage, so of course they are boosting Exitius damage and not their damage. But my honest opinion regarding these two new characters, I think they are really good. They are better than the old burning heroes, especially this one Mashtan. I think she's really great. If you don't have a Shitus, she will be a really great burning character even without the Shitus. But of course Paxton here is more like a support, giving some burning stacks, doing the derivate damage, and doing giving this morale as well to increase the burning character's damage. So basically that's my opinion. These two characters is not characters that I'm looking for on season 4, so I'm not gonna try. Of course I don't know what characters I'm going to summon, but I'm not looking for them. If I don't get them, I'll be fine. I'm not sad about that. So this is it, this is the new burning characters. If you need some burning damage, they will do it, they will be good, but again, this season 4 burning characters once more are not the element shining for the Vortex damage. Of course I don't know how the endgame boss will work, but from the video we saw and I showed you guys at the beginning, it doesn't look like we need to do damage over the area. I think it's just single target, so they will not be good because burning characters are really good for AoE. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my review about these burning characters. They don't look that bad, but once again this season they are not shining. There are much better elements that you can choose, like poison teams, or with corrosion, or the fire ones, or lightning ones. They have much better characters and types of damage as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave that like, subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber yet. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.